Madam Secretary, it's great to have you here. I just have to start out by saying you're a breath of fresh air. Your optimism, your excitement, and the fact that you were essentially born and raised just about an hour and a half north of where my row crop farm is brings a smile to my face. I want to talk a little bit about really the family farm and the future of the family farm. I am a fourth-generation farmer. I am a farm kid and a product of the 80s when we had some really tough times, and the message to farm country was, this is no life for you, get off the farm, we can't make it, interest rates are too high, commodity prices were too risky, you know the routine. And now we fast forward, and I am raising the fifth generation, and I look at ag trade deficit. I look at the inputs that continue to cripple us. I look at a stagnant market. And so as I look to what we were able to do in the reconciliation package, the big, beautiful bill, there's some things in it I'd like to hear your thoughts on. Mm-hmm. And specifically to me, as I get closer to 50 and further away from 40, I start thinking about things like, what does passing the farm on look like? And farmers of my size really are crippled with the fact that if we were to gift or to God forbid, hit the pearly gates early and our kids are left with our farm, do they sell land just to pay the tax bill?
Right.
And so in the reconciliation package, I'm really proud of the fact that we were able to take a look at the death tax, the estate tax, but more specifically the 199A, the 45Z, the 179 deductions, and the permanency that we were able to make in that. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on maybe the business side of farming and what we were able to accomplish in the big, beautiful bill through the House here, and maybe give a message of hope to the fifth generation of my farm and what it looks like to be a farmer in Minnesota of the future.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I, the best part about my job in the last 118 days, we have been nonstop on the road. Been to your amazing state, been to, I think, 17 or 18 states at this point, 2 countries, will continue. But just meeting with the farmers and hearing from them specifically. Everywhere I go, I'll do 2 or 3 roundtables so I can, it's not 1 or 2, it's a 15, 20, 25 person roundtable, and just hearing from people just like you who are 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th generation farmers. And the number one concern that always comes up is, how do I preserve this way of life for my children and my children's children? And that has really struck me as, perhaps when I leave, hopefully in 3.5 years, but perhaps when I leave, if there's one thing I could have done, it would to have been made the road smoother for the generations coming behind you and coming behind me to stay in this way of life. And so about a month ago, I told the team, I said, we've got to come up with I'm a policy person at heart, we've got to come up with a slate of policy that allows this to continue indefinitely. And as we hit year 250 for the American dream and the American birthday, a country that was founded on farming and farmers, that was fought by farmers in the original revolution, that the entire fabric of our nation is based on that discipline and hard work and love of country, I just can't underscore how important this is. And so the work that you all did in the big, beautiful bill, whether it was the, protecting 2 million family farms from the death tax, whether it was making sure we've got $10 billion in tax cuts going to our family farmers, whether it was a $3.8 billion increase in income to our family farmers, whether, to your point, the 45Z and extending that to 2031. These are game changers, and I will do whatever I can all day, every day to ensure that it moves forward in a significant way. Having said all of that, if we don't open up these world markets, if we don't bring down the cost of inputs, if we don't ensure that our family farms have a prosperous future where they're not reliant or mostly reliant on the government payout, then we won't get to the next 250 years and be the America that we are today. That's how seriously I take this. So thank you for your work, and thank you for the opportunity to partner on that.
I appreciate that. In a few seconds that I have left, I will just tell you that the farmers that I have the honor of representing in southern Minnesota tell me all the time that they want to farm for a market. They don't want to farm for the mailbox.
That's right.
They don't want the government to have to step in, because they want a market that produces, and they want to run their business as a business. So I really appreciate your thoughts and appreciate the passion that you bring to this role, and looking forward to your continued leadership.
Oh, thank you, Congressman.
You bet. All right.